Yo, what's up guys, Savix here. This will be my 6.2 Retribution guide. Alright, so I have 4 things that I want to go over, and number 1 will be Talents and Glyphs, number 2 will be Enchants and Stats, number 3 will be Macros, number 4 will be Abilities and Rotations for newcomers. And towards the end, I'll give some tips of Retribution Paladins. Okay, so first off, let's go over our talents. We have 2 choices for our level 15 talent, which will be Long Arm of the Law or Pursuit of Justice. So Long Arm of the Law is whenever you Judgement, you would gain 45% movement speed for 3 seconds, which is very good for chasing or running. And the second choice will be Pursuit of Justice, which increases your movement by 15% plus additional 5% for each holy power you gain. So both of these 2 talents are very useful, but I'll show you the reason why I stick with Pursuit of Justice. It's because Long Arm of the Law only lasts 3 seconds, where Pursuit of Justice, you still maintain the speed as long as you have the holy powers. And with the combination of the Imparted Seal in Seal of Justice, you gain 20% movement speed. Along with the Pursuit of Justice, you have 30%. So in total, you have a speed of 50%. It's just like a sprint to me. So this is the main reason. In arenas, a lot of people will kite you around the pillars, and all you have to do is just stack up holy powers, which is very simple, and you will have the speed that you need. Alright, for our level 30 talent, we're gonna be going with Fist of Justice, which reduces the cooldown of your stun by 30 seconds. And for these other 2, forget about it. I mean, if you're running a comp that has a lot of stuns, I guess you guys could try this, but nothing will beat Fist of Justice for right now. Alright, so for our level 45 talent, we will be going for Sacred Shield or Selfless Healer. This is where it gets tricky. They both have pros and cons. Selfless Healer, each time you hit a target with your Judgement, you gain a buff, and if you stack up 3 buffs, your flashlight will have no casting time, and it will heal much greater on your allies, which is pretty huge in arenas. I'm actually gonna save Sacred Shield for another video because I don't want to talk about too much about it. For now, stick with Selfless Healer. Sacred Shield is more towards a different comp in arenas where you go against different comps, and I use it mostly for duels. Alright, for our level 60 talent, we will be going for Clemency, which, just as it says, your hand abilities all have 2 charges, which will be Hand of Sacrifice, Hand of Protection, and Hand of Freedom. This is really useful for your partners because Retribution Paladin are known for their support. Alright, so Unbreakable Spirit reduces the cooldown of Divine Shield, Divine Protection, and Lay of Hand by 50%. And keep in mind, these are all 5-minute cooldowns, and Lay on Hand is 10-minute cooldown. But you don't get to use Lay on Hand that much for PvP. So I would use Unbreakable Spirit against a comp where you need to bubble much faster. One more thing I forgot to mention was it reduces Divine Protection as well, so this will be 30 second, and having this as 30 second will save your butt. So this is very good for some arena comps and duels. For our level 75 talent, we will be going for Holy Avenger. So for any abilities that you use to gain holy power, will now generate 3 holy powers and do additional 30% damage, which will be Hammer, Exorcism, Crusader Strike, and Judgement. I know a lot of people debate against Sanctified Wrath and Holy Avenger, but I will tell you to stick with Holy Avenger for now because Sanctified Wrath is more for duels and a different comp in arena. Alright, for our level 90 talent, we will be going for Execution Sentence. The reason is, after the buff of Execution Sentence, it's just a big amount of heal it does, and this can just save your team or yourself in any crucial moments. Last but not least, for our 100 talent, we will be going for Empowered Seals. This is a little bit tough to get used to, but once you get used to it, this will be really handy for you guys. I know the global cooldown is something to be concerned about, especially in PvP, but it kinda pays off. So every time you use Judgement in a different seal, you will generate different powers. The first one in Truth will be 15% attack power. In Righteousness, you will generate 20% haste. Seal of Justice, you will gain 20% movement speed. And lastly, Seal of Insight will heal you 2% of your maximum health for every 3 seconds. Remember, you could have all 4 of these seals running at the same time. Alright, so now let's go over our glyphs. And these 3 are the ones I recommend for general PvP. So for our first glyph, it will be Burden of Guilt. Every time you Judgement, your enemy target will be slowed for 50% for 2 seconds. This is great for catching up to your enemies at any time. Our second glyph will be Templar's Verdict. This is very important. If you do not have this, this is a must. So you take 10% less damage for 6 seconds after dealing Templar's Verdict or Exorcism, which is right here, Templar's Verdict and Exorcism. So since you can't use Templar Verdict from the start, I recommend starting the fight with Exorcism, because then you will gain the buff and take 10% less damage and everything. And by the time that fades out, you will probably have enough holy power to use Templar Verdict. Try to keep this going at all time, so you will take 10% less damage in every fight. Alright, for our third glyph, it will be Divine Protection. This was a fill-in for our Hand of Freedom because this was slightly nerfed. You can't use this in stuns anymore, so I swapped to DP. The reason for is Ret Paladins get trained a lot in arenas and it can be tough, so adding this will reduce the physical and magical damage by 20% each. Alright, so that was the general talent and glyph for Retribution Paladin. Try to stick to this talent and glyph. It is really recommended. And of course for duels you have to switch it up and against certain comps in arena. So let me go over real fast again. So it'll be Pursuit of Justice or Long Arm, Fist of Justice, Selfless Healer or Sacred Shield, Clemency or Unbreakable Spirit, Holy Avenger or Sanctified Wrath, Execution Sentence or Holy Prism, Empower Seal or Final Verdict. So those are the ones I recommend if you want to switch it up. Like the ones that I didn't mention, don't even bother. And for glyphs, the alternative will be Hand of Freedom and Word of Glory. Everything else, well actually Flash of Light as well, and everything else I do not recommend. Alright, so my video is getting a bit too long. Longer than I expected, so let me try to go quickly as I can. So the next one I wanted to go over was Enchants and stats for Ret Paladin, Ret Palis. So the priority will be Strength, Versatility, Mastery, Haste, then Multi, and Crit. That will be the order. Try to gem. And for gems, I mean, you randomly get items that have a free socket hole. So if you get those, put versatility in it. For our enchants, neck will be 75 versatility, cloak will be 100 versatility and 10% movement speed. Rings, you will put 50% versatility, and for weapon, I recommend Mark of Bleeding Hollow. If you don't have money, put Shattered Hand. Also with the enchants, I am seeing a lot of people kind of trending off to haste. I haven't tried it out myself yet, so I can't really recommend it right now, but for now stick with versatility because it is like the new resilience in the game. It increases your damage and healing by whatever percentage you have and decreases the damage taken. So this is really a big thing right now. Alright, so for basic macros, I'm gonna list them all in the description. So it's mainly gonna be focus, targeting, stun, and rebuke, since these are the main, and judgment. My bad. and all these on the side, these are focus, party member. I'll have them all in the description, so just take a look at it. So I don't have anyone in the party right now, but if I were to press shift 6, so normally just pressing 6 will heal myself. If I do shift 6, I will heal my party member number 1. Control 6, I'll heal party member number 2. And these are same for all these others. Also, I have it set up for cleanse, and I don't think I'm forgetting anything else. I think that's it. I'll create a more brief macro video for a next video, since I don't want this to be super long. Also, it's really important to set up targets in arena, focus and targeting, so have them both set up. These are just normal, and these are plus shifts on the normal keys that I have. Alright, so last but not least, I will be going over the rotation. This is kind of for new players, or it can be a refreshment for those of you who already know how to play Ret Paladins. So you always want to start out with a Judgement to get the Selfless Healer proc and the Empower Seal proc. Right after, you want to do Exorcism just to get that 10% reduce. Then Crusader and Templar Verdict before that 10% fades away again. And after that, you swap seals, Judgement, Crusader, Exorcism, change seal again, Judgement, Crusader, Templar Verdict. And from there, you will be using your holy power wisely to damage or heal yourself. And please save your execution and sentence for the most crucial times. Say you're stunned and they're bursting hard on you and you're almost 50%. Don't bubble from there. Just use your execution sentence and it will save your butt. And off that, try to heal up fast as you can. Remember, as a pally, if you bubble fast, that means you are gonna lose. So you have to try to maintain that bubble long as you can, but don't die. Remember to use it. I know a lot of people that try to save it and just die. Also, Hand of Freedom. I know you guys are really annoyed of roots, but try to cleanse most of them and hand these out to your party members. I would only use these if I have like 50 roots and I can't cleanse every single one of them, but I still need to work on that. I also just use it for my greed, but try to use these for your party members and cleanse out all the roots on your own. Alright, so let me go over the burst. Oh, I forgot to mention the burst macro as well. I'll have it in the description below. So it's gonna be Trinket, Wing, Holy Avenger, and Hammer. The reason why you want to add Hammer is because when you pop the burst, you will automatically throw a hammer, which saves you some time. So it'll be like this, and bam, you saw the hammer fly in. So from there, you're gonna use Crusader, Templar Verdict, Hammer, Templar Verdict, Judgement, Templar Verdict, Exorcism, Templar Verdict, Hammer, Templar Verdict. So that's basically the rotation. Any skill that generates holy power, you're gonna try to use those and throw Templar's Verdict as much as you can, and Hammer as well, because those are going to be the biggest damage for you. And that's probably it, guys. If I missed anything, please remind me, and I will gladly answer your questions. And I know I've been slacking on my responding in Facebook and YouTube, and I apologize for that. Also with the chat, it's just I can't reply to everyone, you know. I do my best though. You guys, I'm pretty sure you guys know. So yeah, let me know if I missed anything or if you guys want to know anything else, and I will be happily to message back to you guys. As always, guys, thanks for watching and hope you guys enjoy your day.